to the side of more.
Welcome back to GWASOM, everybody.
Welcome, everybody. We're back in DDLC.
Ooh, we are back. I am anxious to see how my poem.
Yeah, you
has
wrote
done.
a poem that
I wrote a poem.
You said you thought it was going to be geared more towards Yuri. Right?
I figure because I tend to lean more towards like the horror adjacent things.
Okay.
That's
all right.
That's my area of.
Well, I was getting very hungry in between episodes, so I have now procured me some Welshes.
All right.
I will do my
Sweet.
best to continue the top tier voice acting that we presented in the first episode.
Yes.
So, onward we go.
Indeed. All right.
Glad to see you didn't run away on us.
Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club.
Oh boy.
I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Connor. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you.
One day I won't laugh when you start talking as Yuri.
Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it?
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Whoa.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat.
Don't worry, guys! Connor always gives it his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room.
How dependable.
Be good on the farm.
Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once.
My goodness. Is that so? Oops, I'm an arsonist.
Whoopsie daisy. You two are really good friends, aren't you?
The best.
I might be a little jealous.
You don't have to be. How come? You and Connor can become good friends too.
Sayori.
Ellipse.
As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into.
Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know.
Wait, Sayori? Huh? Me?
Who else?
Not really.
Don't be shy, Squiggle.
It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori made it sound like a big deal when it's really not.
I gotta contain myself.
What do I do?
I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking.
I guess that means it's up to me to rescue this situation.
Connor to the rescue.
Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place.
No.
So any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what.
What a stand-up guy.
Is that so? Yeah, I won't make a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yura reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out.
I mean, that would actually be pretty, it'd be pretty nice if
yeah.
someone gifted me a book. I think I would really appreciate that.
So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy.
Aww.
It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read.
She's just calling you stupid.
And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
Put a ring on it.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
I'll definitely read
this, I promise. I enthusiastically take the book and snatch it. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Monica's dead.
Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner.
Your gauntlet's over. Time for mine.
Yeah. Yuri's face is already buried in a book.
Oh.
I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet.
What? Oh, is she keeps her... Yeah, that's right. Never mind. I don't want to spoil. Oh, that's right. I'm voicing Natsuki. Ugh.
I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from within the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something.
Annoyed every time.
I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there?
Freaking Monica. She never put my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga?
You read manga, right?
Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you
See?
figure out where the other person stands.
This is what we dealt with. That is no longer the case.
How did you know, anyway?
I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What's that supposed to mean?
Nerd!
I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack.
There it is.
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Aha, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most infuriating sight in the world.
I know that feel.
Apparently.
I actually do.
You do, yes.
I do, yeah.
Just this guy, I feel like this guy does not know that feeling.
I get a closer look at the box the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls?
My favorite.
It's a series I've never heard of in my life.
Never mind.
That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible.
Oh my goodness. If you're gonna judge, you can go do it through the glass on that door. Whoa.
She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything.
It was the tone of your voice. You are one to speak, Natsuki. But I'll tell you one thing, Connor. Consider this a lesson straight from the literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact...
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses.
Where have we seen that?
It's exceedingly moe.
Do you know what that means?
I actually don't know what that means. What does that mean?
It's, I'm gonna weeb out for a moment.
Okay.
It's moe.
Oh,
and it's
moe.
the idea of cute girls. Like,
oh, okay. I got
so
you.
Natsuki would be considered moe.
Moe, okay.
Yeah. Don't just stand there.
What?
You almost got forced to do an ooh.
What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet.
Whoa. Okay.
She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there.
Come here.
Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that.
Huh? Why's that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this.
Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space, while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow. How long has it been since I read the beginning?
You don't go back and flip through the older volumes every now and then?
Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot.
Someone hasn't watched Toradora.
So, what should I expect from this? Is there gonna be a plot?
Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like, there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with a guy at an ice cream shop. But that just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get into all their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really when it gets good. There are so many touching parts.
Ah, is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about.
Sounds like you could
Maybe I underestimated you.
care less. Hey, wait! What's that supposed to mean? No, dang it!
Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power.
Good save.
Ah, this chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but is there a lot of baking in this manga?
Well,
Natsuki pauses for a moment, as if she doesn't want to admit something.
yeah. Why does that matter?
It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right?
That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time that I got into this manga. Like, I would never get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's irresponsible, or that's that impressionable. Irresponsible, my goodness.
Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones.
I do enjoy baking. Do you bake?
No.
Not like
don't.
often. Have you ever just like made a batch of cookies or something?
You know, I don't think I have.
You know what? One day mark my words. We're gonna do a live action episode where we bake cookies,
bake cookies
in
sure
my
thing.
kitchen.
Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge?
I grew. Oh.
Oh.
I was gonna tell a touching story of my upbringing, but this is adorable.
We read on for a few more minutes. I've finished a couple chapters at this point.
Yeah.
Are you sure this isn't boring for you?
It's not.
Even though you're just watching me read?
Well, I'm fine with that.
If you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy.
We do that all the time.
We do, yeah. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Wow, I feel so seen by this game.
You don't?
That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know.
What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends?
On her. Clearly she doesn't. Could she not rub it in? Jeez.
Oh, sorry.
Like, I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face.
Ugh, I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it.
That's why I'm glad I have you, Connor.
I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers all the time.
Wow, alright.
But
I
it's-
feel like you just insulted me, but okay.
But it's probably harder for someone like you.
Whoa! Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica was kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, just I can't win, can I?
Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it?
How?
I mean, here I am, reading it.
Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems.
Maybe, but at least you're enjoying yourself, right?
No, you smell. So?
Ahaha!
Jeez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what?
Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing.
Wait, how do I laugh with this voice?
Good lord.
Oh, we'll reevaluate that. I totally forgot that happens.
Natsuki puts her finger on one of the panels.
Minori is my favorite character.
Oh, Toradora.
Toradora has a Minori.
It does.
You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Also accurate to our discussion. Just finish the episode.
Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words that feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it's a rare experience, thought makes me smile a little to myself.
Okay, sometimes this game gets, like, oddly real. Like, that little paraphrase there, or little blurb there, is actually good advice. Anyways, okay, everyone.
Huh?
Are you all ready with today's poems?
Oh, no!
No! Oh, you did. You wrote a poem.
I did write
Yeah.
a poem. No, never mind. Yeah.
Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there.
Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches
12
away from me.
inches.
Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand it towards Natsuki.
You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens?
Yeah, but
No.
Monica just said...
Don't be dumb. Just take it home with you.
Huh? Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this.
Well, of course. It would take forever if you didn't finish it at home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you.
By tomorrow?
Yeah, I'll kill you by tomorrow.
I only got partway through the volume so far. I might fall behind in some shows if I try to get through this. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face.
What shows do you think he's watching?
What year does this take place?
Well, it came out in 2017.
He's watching
Riverdale.
Season 2 of Attack on Titan.
Ooh, he probably is. You know what? So Connor's got some good taste.
Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it?
Death, apparently, is what
Yeah.
will happen.
Alright then. I stand up, I return to where I put my stuff, and carefully slip the book into my bag.
By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night?
Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing.
What, writing a poem?
I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before.
Sorry.
Monica, we're waiting.
I was processing something in my head. You wrote a poem, but it was really just 20 words that you picked, so I can see why he might be nervous.
Yeah, that'd be rude. It's just a random 20
He just gets up, lollipop, death, dark.
Yeah. Dark, dream, lollipop.
Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait! Oh, I was so happy to not have to do her voice.
Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself.
I do the same myself. Okay,
Who should
so
I show my poem to first?
it's your first major decision in this game. Who's the person you're going to show your poem to first?
Well, I mean, okay. Realistically speaking, Yuri will probably like it the most.
Okay.
But I was very close to Natsuki for a while.
You
so
were.
Do I want to talk to her more?
That is entirely your choice, my friend.
That is.
I know I do this with almost every game that I make you play. It is a game of choice.
You
You sure you don't want to go talk to Sayori?
No. We spend way too much time together already. I don't need to. I'm gonna show it to Yuri. You know, I spent more time with Natsuki, so we'll spend a bit of time with Yuri.
Alright.
Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
You ever do that? I did it with Monica like 2 seconds ago.
It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
She hates it.
Yeah? Why do you ask?
Oh, yeah.
I slipped into Yuri.
I was gonna say, you're gonna have to pay attention to the names.
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No. Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
She does seem like one of those people that is very on her own.
Absolutely. It's fine. I really didn't notice.
Luckily, Connor's very welcoming.
What were you saying? Right. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical in new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. And I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they fit the two together.
What did your poem end up being? Like, I'm sure, like, there's got to be a poem that came from those words, right?
Yeah. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased?
I think we found Yuri's, calm passion zone.
Yes.
Just talk to her about writing. She calms right down. And she's back down.
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki.
Or to the voices in her head.
Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club?
So,
Ghosts Under the Light.
Would you like me to read this poem since you've been voicing all the characters?
No, I got it.
Oh, alright, okay.
I got this.
Go off, King.
The tendrils of my hair illuminate... Or should I read this as Yuri, do you think?
You know what? It's Yuri's poem. Read it as Yuri.
The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. It must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time, the last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back.
Wow. I love that poem.
I'm sorry, I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often.
I'm just dumb.
I'm just dumb, actually. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? What is that? What is that?
It's the Skype video, right?
The Skype,
yeah.
Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Connor. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. You said I took a long time to read it. Did I take a long time or did I glance, Yuri?
You're lying, Yuri.
But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture.
They write a poem, actually.
And they write a poem. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past.
Goodness.
And soon to be left with nothing.
All right.
That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that.
Gee, why?
That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you.
Wow.
Okay.
So, we probably have a few minutes to dive into. You can either start hanging out with someone else, or you can reflect for a couple minutes, because we are getting close to the episode.
True. No, we'll do one more.
We'll start going in.
We'll start going in.
All right. Who are you talking to?
We'll talk to Natsuki.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
Never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion.
Huh? That's what the whole point of sharing in the first place. I wrote this poem when I could have been doing other things.
Yeah, like watching Attack on Titan.
In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said.
Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great, but let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy.
So, in other words, you're saying you liked it? Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat.
Ooh, you're so... You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important.
Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something.
Yeah, that's what this is.
Yeah, that's definitely... I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right?
Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. This means I get to read this as...
you get to...
Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Let me start over. Eagles can fly. Monkeys can climb. Crickets can leap. Horses can race. Shut up. Horses can race. Owls can seek. Cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly. People can try, but that's about it. Natsuki, you
lot to chew on there.
Oh. Yeah. I told you weren't gonna like it.
I like it.
No, you don't.
But I'm being nice.
What? Just be honest.
I am.
You're not.
Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it?
Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But oh, that's you.
That's right. I am speaking. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid.
Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Well, that hit me hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, I kind of do too, actually. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, if I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose, it helps bring out the feeling in that last line.
So you did.
Okay, wow,
I guess more went into it than I... What? I guess more went into it than I... Okay, I guess more went into it than I realized.
Let's take that moment to... we need to be less judgmental.
Yeah, less judgmental. I'm sorry, Natsuki.
We both kind of laughed at her poem.
I misjudged
it actually is pretty thoughtful.
Yeah.
That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you?
Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her.
How nice.
Very nice.
And perfect timing.
Yes.
We're gonna call it here.
Okay.
And we'll still show our poem to Sayori and Monica.
Yes, we definitely will.
Next time on another episode of GWASOM.
I will read.
Sure.
Thank you for tuning in. To stay updated on all our latest videos, make sure to subscribe to
GWASOM
and enable notifications by hitting the bell icon, ensuring you never miss any of the action.